Wow.
Welcome.
I was just thinking of while we were preparing for this conversation, one story. I don't know if it's a true story, but it showed a picture of Michelle Obama. Is it Michelle or Mike? Please help me. Is it Michelle? Michelle Obama and Barack Obama together, and they went to have lunch. And during the lunch, someone greeted her who was taking care of the restaurant, and well, the husband said, "Do you know this guy?" She said, "Yes, I do. He was my ex-boyfriend before." And then Barack Obama chuckled and said, "Oh, if you were married to him, you would have been working in this restaurant." And she said, "Point of correction. If I was married to him, he would have been the president." So welcome to today's conversation.
That means can make a difference in someone's life, irrespective of where you meet the person.
Exactly. So there's what we call a connection and what value we bring. So what's this conversation about?
Your motive determines your results.
Yes, your motive determines your results. Welcome to this conversation. It's still Relationship Clinic with your girl Angie
and Rich.
Of course, we're here. So with the story, with the intro, what do you think? So your motive determines your result in marriage, in life in general. But being a relationship clinic, we're going to talk about our motives with one another, especially in marriage. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the first things, I remember maybe when we got married, my husband and I were not friends. And every time I prayed, I kept on telling God for years. It was my first thing I wrote on. I said, "God, please make us best of friends. Let him love me. Let us just be the best couple ever." After some years, one day the Holy Spirit said to me, "For what cost? What's your motive?"
That's the influence of someone on the family.
Yes.
She was so confident that she said she would change anybody to become the president, even if it's a gate man or a waiter.
I think I believe so. Don't you think that because of me, your life is
Yes, I'm president. We're heading there.
No, you're better for it and I'm better for it.
Yes, that's it.
And so, but when we got married, that was not our motive. Yeah. When I got married, my motive for getting married was, there will be frequent sex. Don't judge me. Saint Monica and Saint James, don't judge me. And I came in there with a motive for me. A motive, I remember, and I shared that with my husband and anybody that knows me. Every time I prayed about this marriage, as I said earlier, the Lord had to ask me, why do you want this kind of marriage? And of course, so that, when you go with your husband, say, what a lovely marriage. Have you asked yourself, for you, dear sir, that is married, is it for the people's applause or is it for God's purpose? What do you have to say?
Yes, most of us get married. At the point of getting married, we get married for the wrong reasons. Totally wrong reasons. Yes. And we don't know why. Most of us are immature, we're not yet developed. But the truth is this, you can get the knowledge and know that this is the wrong reason and begin to develop yourself in the right way. Have a right motive for getting married.
Do you know that? Let me give you a simple example of how motives define the results you get. Or as we said, your motives determine your result. Let me give you a good example. So I come to my husband and I buy this tablet with the intent that if I buy it for him, in the next few months he will buy me a car.
See,
was that a love gift? So what happens after 3 months, I don't get that expectation, I am angry. But if my motive was to buy this tablet and give it to him as a love gift, if perchance he blesses me with any other thing, I am excited, and whether it's a big or a small thing, and if by chance it doesn't, I'm still grateful because I felt he needed the tablet at that time and I got it for him. So when you are giving gifts to your spouse, is it to manipulate? Is it to get them to forget the mistakes you have made? Or is it because you love them and it will be a better thing or improve their lifestyle? Or
the truth is that the expressions of love amongst most couples, is exchange. We do it for a wrong motive. The joy of seeing your spouse excited at what you did, an impact you did, should be enough. Allow your spouse enjoy that love gift instead of chaining your spouse and making an exchange demand. So we must all grow up and play love the way it should play. Agape love, I mean.
Yeah. Actually, for me, I think in marriage, we should have all the facets of love, the eros love, the agape love. All the love should play in marriage. In other relationships, the filial love, that's the brotherly love, all those loves should be inculcated in marriage. But the first question you must ask yourself is, why are we together? Why are we together? If you are together for just the benefits, then the motives usually, the actions you will take will not give you the best results you expect.
And when you don't get the results, you become frustrated and you begin to give up. But if you know you're there for a higher reason, to bond, to glorify God, to follow purpose, those are higher levels and it takes higher hard work too.
I agree with you. So when we say, why are we together? You now have to ask yourself, if as my husband has said, if the togetherness is about becoming better together,
yes,
then the motive is best.
Yes.
So what it means is that I will invest in you, you will invest in me. I will make choices with you in mind. And most of us make choices, my spouse has to be faithful. Why is your spouse faithful? For your own, so I can brag to people.
The man wants to have a cook, a caterer, a cleaner, a bit of everything, and a companion at bed, without thinking of what is he bringing to the table. Motive is very crucial.
So many people have done the same thing repeatedly that seems good instructions, but usually there is a gap between the result, because God gives gifts according to the motives behind it. And as much as if we are 5 couples here and we do the same thing, few people might get the result, some might never, simply because the motive behind it determines the manifestation of that gift or the seed.
Some people say, all my friends are married, I have to get married. I'm getting old, I have to get married.
That's the motive.
I want to be classified as a married woman. I want to get married.
Even for having children. So I'm saying, I want to have children. Why? If it's to make sure that there is a light of love, to help someone else see love, to bring Israel to a place of becoming a light unto others.
I want to be a blessing to your spouse.
Exactly, you know. So, but these motives are very important. Now, the second question I'm asking is, how can I better your life? When last did you sit with your spouse and say, this thing you're going through, how can I be of help? Not of, you can choose how I want to help. No, how can I be of help? And be of help where you really need to be of help, not where you think. Because when we come to this conversation of your motives determines your results, something happens. We hear what we want to hear. But are you hearing what you need to hear for the marriage to work? So when you have the right motive, you usually are attuned to what you need to hear. Yes. What do you have to say?
It's really important, and we must pay attention to that. What is motivating us to do what we are doing? What's motivating us to be where we are now?
Someone said, I want to be rich. You can pray that prayer for a very long time, but if there is no why to it, what gap are you meeting in society? What purpose is it fulfilling? Because God is willing to give you all the wealth on earth, but if it's just for your own sake, I'm telling you,
it has to be for the right reasons.
And if you remember when I said that, when I prayed for years, the Lord now said to me, He said, why? And I had to answer that question. And I had to change my motive. So my motive was no longer to be, for I'm going to take lovely pictures. Let me selfie snap. It was about that every time our marriage won, we knew that many marriages were going to win because of that. Our togetherness, our unity was no longer about us, but about us and others. Maybe that not so.
And you need to have a sense that you are responsible for other people. You are representing more than just yourself.
It's not easy, I can tell you, but it helps you focus. So, and then daily, we want to ask the couples listening, even those dating and courting, can you ask yourselves this question this weekend? What would you like me to do for you in this season of our life? Someone could literally say prayers. Maybe I want to say something. Please, I want you to pray for me 10 minutes a day. You promised me that.
Yes. just remind me.
No, we're serious. We're serious about what
No, I'm serious. No, that's a motive.
So 10 minutes a day, you can just
when
say.
I become a prayer warrior, don't worry.
You should be a prayer warrior as the father of the house. And 10 minutes every day, you can decide what can you do for the children. So you begin to look at the motives.
To advance your spouse, make your spouse better.
But your spouse and all relationships. Remember, the motives behind all relationships help to have a better end and a better result than you expected. Yes. Then the next thing is God in this motive? If it's not God's purpose, usually it ends in abuse. Because human beings were born selfish. So is God in this thing? How does it glorify God? So you're married, you're happy, you're spending money. Can someone look at it and say, wow, this is a blessing, this marriage is a blessing? Oh, this relationship I have with you is a blessing. Can your spouse say that? Can your children say that? Can your friends say that, even about your own relationship with them as friends? So we can answer those questions. abuse,
Yes,
you know, a lot of
abuse
things.
it. You do it selfishly, self-centeredly, you know, and obviously abuse the privileges.
Yes, so we leave you with this thing. Motive is crucial in the result you'll get in your marriage.
Yes.
Every time you pray and take actions without asking why, you usually impute the wrong motive and usually don't get the desired result.
Yes, that's why you see when someone got 10%, 30%, 60%, 100% reward. Motives are the underlying cause.
Yes, that makes it 30, 60, 100.
Yes.
Then imagine one that got 0 results. Wrong motive totally. So for 7 years, I fasted and prayed with the motive to have a good marriage so that many people can applaud us. And God wasn't willing to give that nonsense.
Is that a good motive?
I don't even know.
You see, that's it.
Because
if you open to correction,
you know,
when you're correction,
I didn't even know my love. Because all I was just saying, I wanted, because you know, it gives joy for a marriage to be working. It gives happiness. But the Lord asked me a deeper thing. Will you be a channel to help others have that kind of marriage? And when I cashed in with God, He did that. So you want wealth. The Lord is saying, what's the motive? Is it for you to show people that you have cars? Or will you help people that really need it? You know? And then, okay, I have children. Is it for you when their name is say you have 6 children? Or will God say, because of you, a nation has been birthed according to His will? Yeah. So any final words to everyone listening?
Let's go back and check our motives for whatever we do. Particularly in our relationship. Why are we with that woman or with that man? Why are we in this marriage? What's the motive? What's the higher purpose and value? You need to ask this repeatedly and correct. It's not bad to have a wrong motive, but when you learn, correct it and change it and move on.
You never told us what your motive of marrying me was, but let's pause this. I won't tell too much story. But on a serious note, I want to tell you, for me, I will leave you with these words. Motive is the clincher of your miracle. Align your motive, correct it, and obviously manifestations will come. And remember that how to judge the standard of your motive is if it blesses others. If it's all about you, then your motive is indeed
beyond you. So your motive drives you closer to the miracle or farther away from miracle.
Yes, exactly. I hope you've enjoyed these few things. If you're having issues and you want to go for counseling, healing, we are available. Do call our number +23 4708 76521. I hope that's right. And then hold on. Our social media page is YouTube is Keepingmarriagealive Initiative. Our Facebook and Instagram is Keepingmarriagealive. And of course, Twitter is Alive with KME. Do subscribe. This is our YouTube channel. Subscribe. It's still Relationship Clinic with your girl Angie and my husband.
And join us next week for another brilliant edition.
Yes, your motives matter.